Hey YouTube, this is the Cannon Fanatic with another deck profile. This time I've updated my Rescue Dragons for the new format, finally, and I'm going to bring you that video. So, Rescue Dragons, if you've seen from my last video, I don't really think that Dino Rabbit is the optimal strategy for use of Rescue Rabbit. So I created Rescue Dragons mainly through a love of Rescue Rabbit and a really strong love of the Queen Dragon Jin card. And although I'm primarily a spellcaster player, I have found that this deck is pretty much fitting with my playstyle as far as I'd like dragons to be. So, without further ado, we have 3 Alexandrite, light 4-star. We have 3 Kuomori dragon, dark 4-star. 1 BLS, 1 Dad, because these 2 are pretty much necessary. 2 Dark Flare, 2 Divine Dragon Apocryph. It's been suggested that I put Card Trooper in here, but Apocryph is better for making the type of plays that Rescue Dragon makes. I'll agree that Card Trooper is probably better for Chaos Dragon, but this technically isn't Chaos Dragon, so Divine Dragon Apocryph. Just trust me, test it, it's better. 2 Eclipse Wyvern. I might cut this down to 1. I've actually never used it in testing. It's never shown up, so hasn't really done much for me. I'll also note that Apocryph is a dark 4-star and Eclipse is a light 4-star. It's a theme. Next, we have 3 Light Pulsar. I said months ago that if Light Pulsar wasn't hit by the ban list somehow, that dragons would be back. And sure enough, they're back. So, Light Pulsar is a great card. Definitely need 3 in this deck. Triple Lila, because Lila, your biggest weakness is going to be back row more than anything else. And monsters that are stronger than you, but back row is a more pressing issue. 1 Night Assailant to go with your Sengen and 2 Tour Guides. Tour Guide Engine, 2 good. They're all dark. You like dark. Dark is good. Do it. 3 Raikou, because Raikou can kill the same things Lila can kill, and it can also kill more, so it's always nice. Also, Raikou has a tendency to make things mistiming because of the sending cards to the top of your, or milling cards thing, so always nice to have. 1 Red MD, because it wouldn't be a good dragon deck without Red MD, and then 2 Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit, the typical play is you already have something in your grave, and you already have either a Light Pulsar or Red Eyes in your hand. So your typical play is Rescue Rabbit into 2 of whichever one for Queen Dragon Jin. Use Queen Dragon Jin's effect to bring a dragon out of your grave. Banish that dragon for Red MD. Use Red MD's effect on something else. It's a great move. It happens way more often than you'd think. And it's nice to have a rabbit deck that's not derp first turn rabbit, I win. So that's pretty much rabbit's use. And you can always levier it back if you need more power. And then as for spells, mandatory triple solar recharge, but you're only using 6 light swords. Solar recharge is a great card. You can ditch it for Divine's effect if you need. I mean, there's really no reason not to, or you can ditch it for DDR. So it's not like it's ever going to be a dead card in your hand, and the amount of plays you can get off of it is just too good not to use it. You could first turn rabbit with the setup I've talked about, end up with 5 monsters on the field just because you opened with Solar Recharge and Lila. I mean, it's a great card. Always run it in 3, even if you're only running like 5 light swords in this. I don't see why you would. 1 charge, because if you open charge with Light Brigade and Solar Recharge, it's double broke. 2 DDRs. This card is iffy-ish. It's really too powerful to not run in this deck. I can see why Chaos Dragons wouldn't even bother with it. But there's just too many plays off of it, specifically with this guy. So, DDR, great card. You can ditch a dead card. You can ditch a dragon to further your chaos attributes of this deck or help you get Dad out. So, overall, good card. And the best thing is, if the monster is destroyed, it goes to the grave. So, good little bit there. It's a great way to take something that was banished and just put it back in the grave if you need it there, which is really helpful when you're running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chaos monsters. Yikes. Dark Hole, Heavy, Monster Reborn. if you don't run these things, I don't know why. And finishing off with a Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice for wind-ups when they had the derp hand loop is the same strength that Pot of Avarice has in this. You can make a huge play, Pot of Avarice, draw 2 more cards, and continue the play like it never stopped. So, really powerful card. Puts your normals back in the deck when you need them there. Puts your milled rabbits. Puts your light pulsars back in there. Puts your Blackluster Soldier because he ends up in the grave every freaking time. But yeah, just overall, good stuff. That's the main deck. Side deck, don't have a side deck right now. I'll be working on that. I plan on making this at some point in the future in real life, so I'll work on the side deck when I do that. As far as playing online, I play matches of 1, so it doesn't really matter to me. And then extra, I haven't put much work on it. I still just have the 3 Queen Dragon Djinn, 2 Leviathan, and 1 Levier. So that's pretty much it in terms of Rescue Dragons. I've been working on it a lot. So far it hasn't lost, so but I definitely recommend that each of you go try it out. It's a really fun deck, and it's nice to see Rabbit used for something that's not Logia and Dovka. So until next time, this is the Canned Fanatic signing off. Now where's that window? There's the window.